It used to be 30 or so years ago, the battle that we used to wage with people who were non-observant was to have a tahara rather than an embalming, to be dressed in tachrichim rather than to be dressed in clothing. But today that battle has shifted. And as much as 50% of Jews in certain parts of the United States are being cremated. That's 50%. That's 1 out of every 2 Jews. I think it is extremely important that we recognize that if there are people within our circle, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's coworkers, neighbors that we are close to open a conversation with them and discuss with them, what are their plans? Do they have plans? Have they decided what they will do after 120 years? Have they purchased a grave? I believe that this is our responsibility. In fact, I would say that this really is the Meis Mitzvah, the Jew that has no one to bury them, of our time. The Meis Mitzvah used to be someone who was found in a forest somewhere. A Meis Mitzvah today could be in perfect health, could be in middle age, could be extremely wealthy, but making the decision to go to their lawyer and write a will in which they request cremation. We need to reach them at that time where they are able to make the right decision when they decide to write that will, at whatever age it is. You might ask, how do we open a conversation about something so difficult, something so uncomfortable? And there are many ways. Whether it's something in the press, where someone who is Jewish chose to be cremated, that was mentioned in the press, or someone within your circle of friends or within your community or someone you both know has made a decision to be cremated or died and, if anything, chose the right thing. It's a way of pointing out how meaningful this particular service was. I think rabbis and even people who are observant, who go to a funeral that is meaningful, and there are people there who are non-observant, to take a moment to teach and say how wonderful and how fortunate is this family to have chosen traditional Jewish burial, which is so important and so meaningful. Go to a shiva where there are people who are not observant there, and you have an opportunity again to focus on the beauty and the meaning of traditional Jewish practice when it comes to end of life, when it comes to burial, so that they will be able to focus on something at a time that is particularly appropriate and a time that is particularly comfortable for even this most uncomfortable subject. I think it is something that we need to do. As Rabbanim, we need to reach out to our community to be involved in reaching out to those around them. Because once a person is nifta, once a person dies, the chances of changing the decisions that they already made are extremely difficult and very unlikely to happen.